Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. I'm Dan Marotti along with
MJ up in the house.
Future WWE Hall of Famer, let me add. A brand new installment of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty begins
now. My feet stink.
Tickets are on sale now for our 20th anniversary Back to the 80s and 90s WrestleFest Birthday Bash, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. It is October now. We're going to be getting the coats out. The colors of the leaves are starting to change.
You're yelling at them.
I'm so excited that you're here.
Give me a high five then, or a low five.
Low five. There you go, baby. All right. We're going to go back. We took a little time off a couple of weeks ago. We tried to get into some current events, which turned into some unique excursions off the highway we tried to travel.
Yeah. What week was this show?
We are in October. We're getting ready for Halloween.
Fuck. But here's what happened. I was trying to get here, and oh my God, the car broke down twice. And we bought a damn hose. It was like a radiator hose. And Brother Man put it on, and that busted. I called Dan like, brother, I'm nervous.
You weren't the only one.
Did I not call you?
You did. I got video footage of it.
What's wrong with your hair?
What's wrong with my hair?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It don't look right.
Well, nothing about me is right, so I'm not surprised.
No, for real.
All right. Well, anyway, it was quite the adventure for you to get here. Let's go back to the world that was the World Wrestling Federation in 1990 on September the 22nd, the day after one of my favorite days of the year, my birthday. Birdman Coco Beware had an incident at a Holiday Inn in San Francisco. Coco a few times got sent home from the road. What was?
One time me and Coco went to, it was Philadelphia Airport. I say airport. But we went, back then we used to do cocaine.
Oh, when you got shot at. You've shared that one with us.
I did.
When you and Coco were searching for the medicine.
Yeah, it was so funny, man. That dude stuck his hand in and Coco did that. He went everywhere.
Any memories of Coco being sent home from San Francisco, getting into another kind of a hostile situation?
No, one time Hercules beat up a damn transvestite.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that had anything to do with Coco with the Holiday Inn.
No, Coco was sitting there, though.
Coco watched
the
transvestite get beat up.
It didn't get beat up. It got thrown out.
Oh, thrown out?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. What would you have done?
Not the transvestite, that's for sure.
No, Herc actually hit him because they had balls.
Yeah.
They had
most
like
of them do.
Sack.
That's why they're transvestites.
Yeah. And Herc got mad, and he was like, boom, and he knocked the shit out of him. I was the one,
in the testicles.
He threw it over me. I'm sitting there by the door, and he threw it over me.
Well, that's a very memorable moment in your career.
San Francisco's
It was in San Francisco.
Yes. But
you don't remember the incident with Coco getting into trouble and being sent home? No. Well, that's all right. You don't remember everything.
Well, let me see.
What about right around the same time? A locker room.
Hey, Mr. Hughes one time.
We'll get there in 1993. I want to hear about a locker room scuffle that you may have witnessed. I believe it was at a TV taping between Boris Zukov and Mr. Perfect.
Boris never hit nobody.
Well, they got into a scuffle.
No, they didn't.
There was no scuffle. Really? There were no issues that you can think of between Mr. Perfect and Boris Zukov.
They're both beautiful people. No.
Well, beautiful people can fight.
I'm going to fight you.
What are you going to fight me for?
I don't know, because you're saying that.
All right, well.
But no, they didn't. They never fought.
Well, wrestling law has it that the two of them.
Well, they were wrong.
That. Well, they were wrong. All right. October the 13th.
That never happened.
I believe you. Saturday night main event. It was taped almost a month early.
Why would they fight?
People disagree. We've had disagreements.
Yeah, but Kurt wouldn't hit nobody.
All right,
And Boris wouldn't either.
Well,
His name's Jim.
Yeah, Jim Nelson. Maybe wrestling lore is wrong. But anyway, October 13th, a month earlier in Toledo, you had one of the worst Saturday night's main events I can think of. They did those horrible Oktoberfest skits. Do you remember those?
No, but I got booked in the big event November 13th, and we talked.
Marty, we're talking about WWF in 1990.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Do you remember anything about the Oktoberfest skits?
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't remember if you were part of them or not.
What do you think?
All right. Well, Ultimate Warrior and Legion of Doom went over Demolition in a trios match.
I love Ultimate. I love him, but he was fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what was wrong with him, man. He was miserable all the fucking time. I liked him. I was one of the only boys, Jimmy Powers. We were the only ones he liked. But he was fucked up, brother.
Well,
and I liked him.
It's a shame. You also had on that show a great angle where Ted DiBiase tried to buy the front row to watch Dusty Rhodes and Randy Savage.
No, he actually did.
And Dustin Rhodes was in the front row. That led to Dustin Rhodes' television introduction into the WWF. Memories of a young Dustin Rhodes when he had that brief feud.
One time we was in Vegas, and there was a fight right in front of our feet, and oh my God, the guy beat the shit out of the guy. He was bleeding everywhere. And me and Dustin ain't afraid of nothing. I ain't scared. I ain't the baddest boy. I ain't scared. But the dude was bleeding all over the place. And me and Dustin looked at each other, because they got all them Ultimate Fighting brothers that lived there. Here's what happened. And the dude started bleeding out of his face everywhere. I was with a girl, and it was getting on my foot, and I'm like, Bud, all right, you ready to go, sweetie? And she was like, no, just stay here. This happens a lot. Yeah. You know what they did? And Undertaker told me this. They took them two dudes. I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but I'm gonna tell y'all. They took them out the door, the back, and they crunched them. Their teeth really? Was crunching on the sidewalk.
Now, who was doing the crunching?
The guys that beat the shit out of them.
Who were the guys?
I don't know them.
Well, you didn't even know who they were?
No.
Oh, dear Lord.
I was just trying to get with a girl.
You were just watching. Yeah, it was like you bought a ticket. Also on the show, Hulk Hogan and Tugboat over Rhythm and Blues in a very sad, forgettable match. Kerry Von Erich retained the Intercontinental Championship in his very sorry run over Haku. And Sergeant Slaughter began his big run as a top heel over the Birdman Coco Beware.
I'm going to tell you what. Underwear Taker, we call it Underwear Taker, you know, because it's Undertaker. Right. We always call it Underwear Taker. Yeah. But he will tell you that. He witnessed that. And he was,
I believe it.
No, it really happened. All right. It really happened.
Any memories of anything I just spoke about with that Saturday night's main event?
One time,
do you think Annie liked Greg with the black hair?
Do you know about this? Because you love Percy.
Yeah.
Percy, it was Percy, Undertaker, Jeff Jarrett, me, and I don't know who else, but I know that.
That guy.
But it was yeah. We went to we didn't hook up. None of us got no girls, and so, you know, I told him Denny's, there's gonna be girls there, and so we, you know.
You wanted Denny's rats.
Well,
pancake rats.
Taker got out.
Yeah.
And your boy, he got out. It was like, no, ain't nothing happening. Guess what?
What happened?
I was sitting there, and the girl was talking about, you can tell the distance of the dick. You do this, you do that, you do all that measurement. I'm like, nah. Let me show you.
This was at a Vegas?
Yeah, it was a
Las
Denny's,
Vegas?
yeah. Like 2 in the morning. I told them, because everybody goes there after, you know, closing time.
Now, I don't think Percy would have done as well as you and Jeff and Undertaker would have.
Maybe. I don't know about that. But, yeah, man. And the next day, though, they were so upset. Like
Why is that?
We should have known. Marty's going to find them.
Marty knows how to find him.
Wait.
That's for
Let me
sure.
let me
keep
finish.
going.
I'm so sorry to tell you all this.
Yeah.
But the girl said you measure your dick, which ain't true. You measure your dick from your wrist to your elbow.
All right. Well,
Oh,
let's get
fuck
back to
that.
talking about professional
No.
wrestling, Marty.
Well, wait. But here's just true as fuck. Jeff, I got to tell you what Jeff did. All right, so she's over there. She got it. She said, if you take it out, I'll blow you. What do you think I did? I took it out.
Yeah,
And
you were filleted.
she got under there and blew me. Now, Jeff came back, because back then, what we had to do is call our girlfriends and shit, you know, and say, hey, I'm going to bed. And Jeff went to, he went
It's like
to,
what Sacco used to do over at the Hilton.
Jeff came back. It was the funniest part. He was reading, I don't think USA Today even exists, but he's reading the paper, and he looked down, and what? Because the girl was under the table blowing me.
At
At Denny's, yes.
Denny's.
Yes.
So Jeff was trying to enjoy some blueberry pancakes.
I don't know about that part, but
And
yeah.
they wanted they basically wanted the guitar, in other words. They wanted to
she
make some
kept
music.
saying the dick sizes from here to there, and yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
not
a good
that.
time was had by all.
Do you know I'm not that large down there?
Well, I don't really have an interest in that.
Let me tell you, and you better not touch me. 4 inches. Most girls like it that wide.
They like it wide.
Yes.
4 inches wide. So it's more about the girth than the length.
You ask the girls.
Well, I'll have to. I'm going to be in Las
Do you
Vegas,
know I've been
I'll have
telling
to
girl,
go to that
it
Denny's
wasn't
and
in
see if I can
Vegas.
find her. What was that now?
It wasn't in Vegas.
Oh, it wasn't in Vegas. All right.
I don't
well,
even
I'll just-
remember where it was at, but it was so
was at
funny.
some
It was
Denny's,
the funniest part. Jeff was reading the paper, and he leaned it down, and he did that. He's like, God damn.
Well, it was.
And Percy left us, and so did Taker. They left us.
Well, what they missed. The memories of a Denny's in some random city.
One time we took Pat Tanaka.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Please.
Pat, you know Pat, and that's my brother.
I know Pat. Yep.
I got
Orient Express.
I got a call. Yeah.
No more calls. We got to focus on the show.
Okay. Are we on TV?
Yep. Until we're off the set, we're on.
One time we took Pat Tanaka, we put him in the trunk of the car because Lex.
You put him in the trunk?
Yes.
Why did you put Pat Tanaka in? He was like the little Chinese guy in The Hangover.
Oh,
Why
don't
did
do
you put
that.
him in the trunk?
No, man, don't do that. Stop, man.
Well, I mean, is that what's going to happen to
I
Captain
know what
Wu?
you mean.
I mean, I don't know.
That
That was the second one, Howard?
Here's something.
thank you.
And I just put it on Facebook. What the Steiner brothers? They loved to buy a bunch of eggs, and we would they would like to drive past the Lex Luger, and here's why we throw eggs at them. Because if
Throw
you
eggs at Lex Luger?
yes, because if it hits the windshield and you try and turn.
Oh, at his car, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you
and
meant
if
at
you
him.
turn the windshield wipers on, all that yellow.
Well, I actually played a rib like that once on Halloween, but that's a different story for a
What'd you
different
do?
time. It can cause quite a mess.
Yeah.
If you throw an egg on someone's car and then you turn the windshield wipers on, it's a disaster.
Yeah,
It's a
smears.
good rib. But I lose my concentration. Why was Pat Tanaka in the trunk?
Oh, so we told, because Lex liked
Yeah.
to fuck around, right? Well, we always did that to each other.
Did you do it by force?
No.
He willfully went to the
Yes.
trunk. All right.
Yeah, you wanted to do it.
He wanted to the trunk. All right.
Because we would throw eggs at each other. Because you passed each other. You should know this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we passed each other on
So
the
what
road.
was he going to do? Pop out of the trunk on the highway and go surprise?
No. Here's what we did. We told Pat, we said, all right, we're going to back up. And when we pop the trunk, because you can push that button.
Yeah.
When we pop the trunk, stand up and show your ass. He actually went further. He spanked his ass.
He spanked his
yes,
his Asian
he did
ass.
that.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do that in The Hangover.
Here's what happened.
All right. Who did he moon?
We was in front of a Denny's.
Denny's was really getting some cheap plugs in this. I'm sure they loved their restaurant. involved with these blowjobs
here's
under
what
the
he did.
table
He
and
was spanking his
moonshots
ass.
in front of their
he was trying to get legs.
pancake-enjoying patrons.
He was trying to get legs. He's doing all this.
Yeah.
And he goes, something's wrong. And he looked back and he was in the windshield or the window. Everybody in Denny's was looking at him.
Well, I tell you, that was a memorable story as we discussed the October 1990 Saturday Night's main event. Right now, we're going to take a brief time out. We'll be back with more Wrestling Insiders. Stand by.
Tickets are on sale now for our 20th anniversary Back to the 80s and 90s WrestleFest Birthday Bash, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. The World Wrestling Federation was sold out at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in New York City, Saturday, September the 30th, 1989. In the opening contest, The Genius beat Coco Beware. Superfly Jimmy Snuka with the win over the Honky Tonk Man. Mr. Perfect defeated the Red Rooster. Mark Young victorious over Barry Horowitz. In the main event, WWF Intercontinental Champion The Ultimate Warrior retained the title over Andre the Giant via disqualification. Demolition beat WWF Tag Team Champions The Brainbusters via disqualification. Greg the Hammer Valentine victorious over Rugged Ronnie Garvin, and Rowdy Roddy Piper battled Ravishing Rick Rude to a double countout. If you were at MSG Live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our world-renowned Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston wrestling sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll Journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, the momentum here in Boston wrestling continues as we continue to build and build and build. The fans want to know, how do we help? We subscribe to the Patreon, but we see all the great merchandise on that set. Coronavirus may have killed the nightlife, especially for someone like Marty, but our acclaimed eBay store is open 24/7 around the world.
Wow. Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders in-studio shoot interviews on eBay with this brand new personally autographed WWE Royal Rumble 2021 11x14 poster signed by WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his advocate Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens. Reigns and Owens battled for the Universal title in a last standing match January 31st in the Thunderdome in Tampa. This limited edition collector's poster is number 31 of only 50 produced. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus autographed 8x10 photo. Get this rare, awesome collectible for your man cave and help keep wrestling legends working now.
Cheer. Why, hello. I would ask what was on your mind, but I already know. You want to know what has got my beard looking oh so majestic. And I'll tell you, it's sexy as hell beard care. Coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, both sweet and bitter, shea butter, it's all natural. Yes, JTG has actually come out with a high quality product. So support your boy by going to sahbeardcare.com and take one step closer to becoming sexy as hell. Cheer. Ooh, cheer. You know?
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insider. Stan Marty, Marty Jannetty, as we try and zero in on the world that was the WWF in 1990. As usual, Marty took us on a unique excursion, maybe not as unique as Pat Tanaka's ass at the Denny's, but a unique journey nonetheless. Fall of 1990 saw the debut of Battle Cat, who went nowhere quick. Any memories of Battle Cat?
Matt Daddy's balls are showing.
All right, back to Battle Cat. Any memories of Battle Cat?
Oh, yeah, one time, can I tell you?
Sure.
Or them. Hey, y'all, one time I was naked. I was on the roof of the Hilton. No, it was, Hilton. It might have been Marriott.
Yeah.
But we was on the roof.
It was a hotel.
You know about that?
I'm guessing it's a hotel at this point. That's about all I know.
Yeah, and when you're young, you don't care. It was this much ledge. Do you know how easy we would have fell off?
Like the promoter in Austria.
We were falling. How you know about that? We could have. The wind could have blown. It's this much ledge, and Karen, her name was. Oh, I shouldn't say that. But okay, I'm gonna tell y'all. This much ledge, maybe this much, and we're out there fucking. If the wind.
Where was this?
If the wind would have blown.
Give us the ambiance. What city are we talking?
Do you know, I mean...
Do you remember the city?
St. Louis, yeah.
St. Louis, all right.
Sometimes, me and Michael Hayes, if y'all remember him, Freebirds, we would go outside and walk the ledge to get to the room so you didn't mess up with the girls. One time Mike said, are we gonna fuck or not? If you're not gonna fuck, get out. I'm so mad.
All right, well, any memories of Battle Cat?
You're talking about, what's her name?
No. Battle Cat was a man. He was a masked wrestler.
Why the fuck you fucking with a man?
Any memories of Battle Cat? He had a very short stint in WWF in 1990.
Battle Cat?
Battle Cat.
What did he do?
He wrestled under a mask. He kind of looked like a cat.
Did he do good?
He did. How long did he last? You don't even remember he existed at this point.
I think I actually remember that.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of Battle Cat?
I don't know, but I want to pull your beard.
All right. What did you think about what they were doing with Sergeant Slaughter when they brought him back as a heel? The Iraqi sympathizer.
Can I ask you something? Y'all don't listen to this. Do you know he's gay?
Sergeant Slaughter?
Yes.
Really?
You didn't know that?
I thought he was married. Well, again,
that means nothing.
I did not know that one of the American.
I love him
America's
to death.
hero was.
But he puts a lot of dick in his mouth. Why do you think he's an agent?
You think that's why he would go with
I'm pretty sure.
Is that why he was able to take so much?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right.
I like him. That's my brother. I like him.
Well,
but he'll put a dick in his throat.
Did he ever have any relations with anyone in the industry? Any relationships?
Have you ever put a dick in your throat?
You've asked me so many times.
I know, you never tell the truth.
For one, there's no reason for it to come up on this show. For two, it's non-existent.
Okay, I don't know how to answer that.
But anyway, did you know of Sarge to have any
relations
in the industry?
One time I took Sheik down. Sheik is a bad boy. You know that.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a bad boy, man. But, you know, I wrestled too, and I was pretty good. And there was one time, we was in Cleveland. I didn't know exactly where it was at. And as he walked by, he wasn't expecting it, right? And he walked by, got him, took him down. He's like, Marty, don't do that again. All right. Next time I put on the Paul Diamond's, the Orient Express, remember Orient Express?
Yeah.
I put that on and he walked by and I got him again. And he thought it was Paul.
You thought it was Paul?
Yeah, and he's like, Paul? Because he knew they all saw it in his dressing room. And he was like, Paul, you're not friends like that. Marty, okay. And then Kurt Hennig said, give him your damn bronze medal.
He said that to the Sheik? And what did the Sheik say?
Fuck you. And he pulled out a hawk knife, like a little, it had a hook on it, the knife.
He was gonna
Fuck you.
He was going to stab Mr. Perfect?
I know he was going to cut him. He
was
wasn't
going to
stab
cut him.
him.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess a slice is different than a
I
stab.
ran too. I ran too.
Well, you didn't want to piss him off, as we've seen here in this studio.
He's a good brother.
He talked about anally violating so many of the top superstars of professional wrestling.
Did he ever fuck you?
No. But speaking of anal violation, did Sergeant Slaughter ever have relations with anyone within the industry? He's kept his job a long time.
No, you know what? I don't know him that well.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him to
You
death.
just know that he's homosexual.
What's that bad?
I'm not saying it is. I was just interested to know, did he ever have relations with those within the industry?
One of the Rougeos.
Really?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
The one with or without the mustache?
When I took Sheik down that day. No, it was a real takedown. Then
I understand.
And it took it,
Did you walk in on one of the Rougeos and Sergeant
you know
Slaughter
what he did with
when
your
you
boy?
took him down?
He goes, watch the match, watch the match. And in the ring, he took Sheik. He had to wrestle with Sheik.
Who did?
It was Sheik.
No, who had to work the Sheik?
The Sheik.
He wrestled himself? No.
Yeah. Am I fucking up?
Who did he work?
Slaughter.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And he took him down, and we all watching. We all at the curtains, and he's doing, because you get 2 points for a takedown.
Yeah.
And he's up there, he's jumping them down, two. And Sheik was so mad. Let me tell y'all something I shouldn't tell y'all. I think I just lost this. One time we was in Canada. I think it was Toronto. I don't know that for sure. But
Somewhere up there.
Yeah. And Terry Taylor's one of the best damn workers there are. And we're watching Sheik's match, and I don't know who the hell he was working. And I gotta say it. Can I say the ninja word?
No.
So say ninja?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and this, but I'm just telling you what he said. He had Terry Taylor in like a rear chin lock, and Terry wasn't doing right. We're like, what the fuck? Because we're studying him. And when he came back into the dressing room, we're like, what was that? He goes, because he kept saying to the ringside people, and told Terry this. He told Terry, start chanting USA. USA.
You've told us that one before, right?
Yeah. And
but the fans get into it, even though they were in Canada.
They did it. They did it. And
so was it, as far as Sergeant...
But the ninja part, some black lady stood up and said something, and he goes, sit down and shut up. You're a stupid ninja.
The Sheik said this in Canada?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
But you say ninja.
I know. I've heard the word from him, believe me. But, so was it Raymond or Jacques?
Why are you going, Jacques?
Oh, really?
Stop it.
Now, did he ever take out that prod that he used to use as the Mountie and almost maybe use it as a toy on Sarge? Or?
I don't know.
No. I guess you got to find the box. Where's the box, Marty?
Right here.
Where?
I can't get it, brother.
Oh, my God.
But you've never been with a black girl.
I've never been with a black woman. I've never been with a man. I've never sucked dick. Any of the questions that you ask me repeatedly when I feel like you've had an adult beverage or a few. Repetitively, yes. But at least we know about Jock and the Mountie as we go
Where's
through
my phone?
WWF 1990. It's well hidden at this point. Now, is this a regular thing or a one-off?
What?
Jock and Sarge.
Sag? No.
Sarge,
I
like
never
Sarge
said
Russo.
That. No. Sheik used to make him humble. Sheik
humbled Jacques Rougeau?
Why is he telling everybody? Hey.
Wait, no. We went from you. I thought you said Sarge was with Jacques. A little fellatio.
I didn't say that. I love you, Sarge.
Well, here's my question then. Was Sarge ever involved with anyone within the industry?
Vince.
Vince? Really? He serviced Vince?
Do you know I never... I'm sorry, Triple. No,
Shrivel?
I'm not. I've never had sex with, what's her name?
Who?
The wife.
Linda?
No.
No.
Triples. Stephanie.
Well, you changed your story about that. I thought 19 was the magic age, but different story for
Why would you tell people?
It was you, sir, not I. Anyway, so with Sarge, was Sarge ever with Jacques Rougeau, or the Sheik humbled Jacques Rougeau, or both?
I'm both.
Now, how do you know?
I hate telling that.
Yeah,
one time,
I'm sure you hate it.
I got to tell you this. One time we was going to the elevator at a hotel, and I had this beautiful girl, and I pulled her, her skirt up, and she had a fucking great ass. I'm so sorry to be telling you, but I pulled her ass up, her shirt up, yeah, and she, oh my God, she had that round bubble, and Jacques was like, oh shit. And next morning he told me it worked. Means he jacked off to it. I should have told you all that.
So he was a man that he would go, depending upon the wind, he could go either direction. Is that fair to say about Jacques?
That's up to you.
No. What's that now?
That's up to you.
Well, I'm going by these stories. I didn't know the Sheik did any humbling back then.
Yeah, you did.
Back in those WWF
That's your
days?
friend.
No, I thought, as far as I know, the humbling he did was in Iran.
Did he humble you?
Please. The humbling I know he did was in Iran when he worked for the Shah.
Wait.
When he was the bodyguard for the Shah.
You know how many years ago that was?
Yeah, but he didn't stop humbling.
Our live show.
No, well, we're not live yet, no.
What time?
8 o'clock.
What time is it, y'all?
We don't need to worry about that. We got to worry about this show at hand. Who else did the Sheik humble in WWF?
Brian Blair.
No, he never got it. Did he humble him? Out of pleasure or revenge?
Revenge.
So he did humble him.
He tore him up.
Was it? It wasn't.
Hey, Brian, I love you. You know
wait.
that.
What was it? Consensual?
Well, what does that mean?
Did he want it? Did he want to be humbled?
I don't think he did.
So how did the Sheik do it?
Shit, what are you going to say? No?
Well, I mean, did he just charge at him like a bull, or
He stuck it all the way in.
But where? Where did this happen?
His ass. Where do you think
No,
he
I understand.
stuck
No, where did the humbling take place?
We were in India.
Were you in?
He got mad a little. Bad news. Bad news room. Fucking remember bad
I
news?
remember that.
Yeah.
But I mean, did this happen at an arena or a hotel?
Over in India.
No, I understand the country, but
he kind of messed us up.
He what?
He was trying not to pay us.
So that's why the Sheik
That's why I got mad at
violated.
you that time. I thought you weren't going to pay me.
And you knew that was not going to
Yeah,
happen
but you
when
did.
you were in your regular
Yeah.
state of mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was wrong.
Thank
But,
you. You know what? I respect you so much for saying that.
Don't do
Thank
it too
you.
much.
What, say I respect you?
Yeah.
Come on now. But anyway, so you were on a tour of India. I didn't know the Sheik was on it.
Are we on
He was
TV?
going to stiff the Sheik
are
too.
we on?
So the Sheik decided to stiff him.
No, Brian wasn't going to try to pay people. I love Brian.
So what did the Sheik do? He cornered him and he violated
Actually,
him?
it was Bad News Brown. that
Bad
grabbed-
News Brown
he
violated
grabbed
him?
No. He grabbed him by the hair and said, "You're going to pay me."
All right.
And I actually saw him. Are we on TV?
No.
He threw a couple knees to his face.
For Bad News Brown?
Yes.
Ooh.
Bad News is a
That's
bad
a bad man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a bad man.
But Brian,
But I'm interested. How did this whole Sheik thing happen? You're adding a whole new tale to this legend that's gone on since 2004. On a tour of India, the Sheik made him humble?
Sheik made everybody humble that fucked him over.
How many
He'll
people
make
did
you
the
humble.
Sheik have intercourse with?
Do it.
Humbling.
He'll make you humble.
He's not going to make me humble. He's not going to make me humble.
Dan,
Yeah.
if he was behind you right now,
Now, he couldn't do it
and
now.
he had your arms hooked like this, Ain't
He's
nothing
too
you
old.
can do.
He's too old.
Shit, try.
He's too.
He's gonna tear that ass
in
up.
his prime, sure, but
I can get you right now. I don't want to.
I thank you. That makes me feel a little more comfortable. But at least you're a few feet away.
What you do is you take the arms like this. Ain't nothing you can do.
Well, in case I ever want to sodomize someone, that's good information to know. But
Your wife, I thought you loved your wife.
I've never tried to, forcefully, unlock the back door, as Quincy Rastani likes to talk about.
Why?
Was that segment too, Howard? Yes. Thank you, sir. But before we go to break, who did the Sheik
We're on
humble?
TV again.
Who did the Sheik humble? Jacques Rougeau, Brian Blair, who else?
Vince.
The Sheik humbled Vince? Come on, Marty. I don't know if I believe that
I
one.
don't believe it.
But no, are you being honest now?
Yes.
Really? Why did the
Yes.
Sheik humble Vince?
He didn't get the same money he wanted. Like the whole thing you were talking about with Brian Wadey.
Yeah.
Bryant, what's his name? Bryant, something Bryant.
Daniel Bryan?
No, the other
Bray
one.
Wyatt?
Yeah.
Well, you said that. I don't know that to be true, but anyway.
Sometimes you got to negotiate with him.
And
I
sometimes
hope
you
this ain't
rape,
on
I
TV.
guess.
But, huh?
Well, did he say to Vince, pull your pants down, I'm going to do this? Or did he just attack Vince?
From what I saw,
You watched this.
let me tell you what Kevin Kelly.
Was Vince just like walking down a hallway or something and the Sheik said,
You know
hey,
what?
come
In
here?
Green Bay, it actually was. And I'm going to tell you who. It was Kevin Kelly, not the Kevin Kelly you know.
Nails.
Nails, yes. Kevin came to me. Me and Sean were in the ring.
Let's save that for 92, because that's a fun story.
No,
no one was humbled,
I
though.
want to tell you that.
Was anyone humbled?
I want to tell you. I want to tell you.
We don't have time. We got to go to the commercial break.
Oh, we don't
I just want to finish this humbling. Who did the Sheik
What
humble?
happened was Kevin Nails came up to me and he said,
We've heard you, Marty. We got to try and keep this somewhat in order. But I am fascinated by these
this
Sheik
is what he
assaults.
did. Look.
I know, but he didn't make him humble. Where did the Sheik make Vince humble? No, in an arena?
No, in the dressing room.
He got Vince in a dressing room alone? Well, I know Nails was in Vince's private office in somewhere in Wisconsin.
Green Bay.
The night Matt Bourne debuted, as a matter of fact. Matt Bourne, Krusty the Clown.
Krusty.
Yeah, or Doink to others. Only those that worked with him knew him as Krusty, I guess. But where did the Sheik humble Vince? In a locker room?
No, Kevin did. Kevin did this to him.
Did the Sheik ever humble Vince McMahon?
We used to call it, yoked him.
Yeah.
He yoked him.
All right, well, I'm not talking about yoking. I'm talking about humbling. Where did the Sheik get Vince?
In the dressing room.
And were there people around?
Me, Mike Enos, which was one of the
Beverly Brothers.
Yeah. John Nord, Hawk. Oh, we was all in there. And
Everybody was
Kevin
watching.
did this to him.
No, I'm not talking about Kevin. I'm talking about the Sheik and Vince.
I'm trying to tell you. Here's what Kevin did.
So you're trying to tell me Nails choked out Vince and then the Sheik ran in and humbled him?
Vince is a badass boy. I don't know if you know that.
He's a scrapper, I've heard.
You don't know that. But
Well,
yeah,
you said
Vince,
it.
he's a bad boy. His son brags on him. Shane.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, we've got that. I understand that part. I'm talking about humbling.
Because he had just asked me, Marty, they paid Boss Man more than
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. And you've told the story.
What are we talking about?
The Sheik humbling Vince. Where did it happen?
So you mean in the ass?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, what kind of humbling took place? Oh, the Sheik grabbed Vince by the throat.
No, Kevin Kelly did.
Who's on first?
What did the Sheik do to Vince?
I can't tell you.
Oh, my God.
You know what?
We've just gone around this dance now for about 10 minutes.
Because you're trying to get me in trouble.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I just want to make the story accurate for historical purposes.
It's very accurate. I promise you, it's very accurate.
So the Sheik did make Vince humble at one point. By force, or he grabbed him by the throat?
Do you think he did it on purpose?
Well, did he grab Vince by the throat, or did he violate him?
Let me ask you and
Yes.
be honest.
All right.
Be honest.
You have to be honest with me.
I will.
All right.
Do you know Vince sucks dicks?
I've heard it.
Okay. Now, what's your question?
So you're trying to say that Vince filleted the Sheik?
No, I didn't say that.
Did the Sheik humble Vince?
Yes.
At a hotel or in an arena?
Arena.
And was it witnessed by?
Is this on TV?
Was it witnessed by other people?
Yes, a lot.
And was Vince forcefully humbled?
Yeah, I think he.
Did the Sheik have to rip his pants off? Or did Vince unbutton?
No, I don't think Sheik wanted to do it.
He didn't even want to do it.
But
he just said, "Oh, all right, I'm going to humble him."
No, he was mad.
What was he mad about?
Because Vince fucked him up on pay.
So he raped him in the locker room?
Just like Kevin. Yeah, well, you talk to your boy, man. Yeah.
I wish you were around when the Sheik was a regular in the studio. I would have gone in depth.
That would have been so good. Yeah, Sheik's different. You know that.
He's very different. But I swear to God, I did not know he was actively humbling during his WWF time.
Did.
I swear to God, I did not.
You know what he never did? Same thing you didn't do. Why don't you humble girls?
What?
Girls.
I don't humble them, but I've been with them, yeah.
Yeah, because he's never, I don't think he's ever humbled a girl.
He's married, he has 3 children.
That don't mean nothing, so does Vince.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Howard, for that. As he heads back in, and he's going to switch to the center shot. As we get ready to go to this timeout, folks, again, the Super Chat is rocking and rolling. The Patreon, we need your support. Join the Boston Wrestling MWF Patreon family. And, of course, the big one, Saturday night, November the 13th, Memorial Hall, Melrose, Massachusetts. We celebrate 2 decades of this phenomenal organization as we go back to the 80s for WrestleFest with this crazy lunatic, Marty Jannetty.
Tickets are on sale now for our 20th anniversary Back to the 80s and 90s WrestleFest Birthday Bash, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marati.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
On October 28, 2020, wrestling's scariest night was back with WWE NXT Halloween Havoc. This limited edition collector's autograph poster is number 12 of only 100 produced and is signed by all 9 superstars featured on the poster, including Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez, and your Halloween Havoc host, Shotzi Blackheart. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the back. You'll also receive an on-air thank you from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus mystery autograph photo. Help keep wrestling legends working. Get this awesome collectible now. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders, as we talk very little about wrestling and maybe some wrestling of a different kind in different locker rooms and hotels. But We talked about Battle Cat, which you really had nothing to say about. You didn't even remember the poor man.
Cat.
Sergeant Slaughter, we learned, was potentially homosexual. What did you think about his new gimmick as an Iraqi
be honest,
sympathizer?
he never blew you.
Sergeant Slaughter? No,
Yes.
he never did.
Yeah,
he didn't work
I mean,
for
I
Tony
love
Rumble
him to
much.
death. I
A
don't.
nice guy.
Yeah,
If
but
he fillets, he fillets.
you're a pretty cool guy.
Thank you.
He would blow you.
Well, I hope he doesn't offer. I would have to
He
decline.
will once he meets you.
Well,
Can I take my teeth out?
Marty, please.
All right, so what do we do?
What did you think of Sergeant Slaughter in the Iraqi
I loved him.
sympathizer gimmick? Did you think
That
it was good? Did you think it was
dangerous.
too cheap?
That was dangerous.
Yeah.
Because he almost got stabbed a lot.
He needed a lot of security.
Yes, they were. You know. How'd you know that?
From what I was told, I don't remember by who. His family was given around-the-clock security at their house
I didn't know
when
that.
he was on the road, in case some crazy fan.
Oh, it happened on the road.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean for his own family's protection, WWF set up security for them, so no
For
one
real?
could get near the house.
Oh
yeah.
my God, I didn't
So
know
that was some
that.
serious shit. You thought it was a
Yeah.
good gimmick? You don't think it went too far?
Oh, I think it went too far.
Why is that?
Let me tell you what happened. Shawn Michaels, y'all hate me if you want to. I don't give a god damn. You gotta do that. But here's one thing I agreed with Shawn on. When the 9/11, when that happened, and you know they were gonna go take care of it.
Yeah.
Hulk and Sergeant Slaughter was gonna do something.
Well, no, that was long before 9/11.
Okay, you know
This
what I'm
was
talking
the
about?
Iraqi war. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Go
a
for
little
it.
different. But
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
And we were sitting in a room with Beefcake and Hulk, and Shawn cussed at him because he was like, "Don't let it end yet." And he was meaning, you know, he's
The
meaning.
war, right.
Yeah, because green makes
Red equals green.
yes. Yeah, I fucked it up. Yeah, and Shawn said, "Fuck you." And when he said that, I was like, oh shit, I don't know him. And Hulk didn't. Hulk looked at him and like, what? My brother's over there. Meaning he can get killed. He was in.
Yeah, he was in war.
Yeah. And Hulk apologized.
Well, good. Now, other than that, though, did you think it was a good gimmick as far as getting heat, or do you think maybe crossing the line into reality, that was too reality?
That's
too
pushing
realistic?
because we got fucked up. That's pushing it. I mean, I didn't mind. We're going to be semi-main event anyway. It ain't going to make a difference on us.
But it could hurt the overall business.
But you got to look at it from a different perspective. It's like, what's right, what's wrong. Did I ever tell you what she
Well,
killed?
let me ask you this. As far as a human being, do you think it was right or wrong?
No, I was wrong.
As a professional wrestler, did you think it was a good gimmick to generate heat?
Wrong.
Wrong in both ways.
You know, he almost got stabbed a bunch.
You mentioned that, yeah. Did you ever hear about the Blackjack Mulligan story in Boston? When a crazy fan brought in a knife dipped in pig fat and almost killed him, slicing his leg open.
Oh,
he needed
shit.
70-some-odd stitches.
Stop.
It wasn't a good night for
Where's
Blackjack.
Matt? Oh, there you are.
He wasn't in Ric Flair's van that night. He wishes he was.
One time, shit, I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
But Tully
Yeah.
Blanchard, he had a white Cadillac and he had white seats. Fernandez, Manny
Fernandez,
Manny
the Raging
Fernandez.
Bull.
Yeah, he was a bad boy.
Yeah.
And they stabbed him up one night. And you know, he's
Hands?
bleeding. He was bleeding everywhere.
yeah.
And Tully didn't want to take him to the hospital. He was like, get out
He
of my
didn't want to
car.
ruin his car.
Yeah.
Was Tully that much of an asshole? I mean, I know we've talked about it before, but I met him one time at the NWA 50th reunion because we taped it.
Did you like it?
I thought he was a pretty cool guy.
Did you kiss him?
Did I what?
To kiss him.
No. My favorite memory of that, though, was poor Gordon Soley. I don't even know if he got a hotel room. He was in that hotel bar morning, noon,
You
and
said
night.
bar.
Morning,
You heard
noon,
that?
and night. Because I think at that point he was dying from cancer, and he just didn't really give a fuck.
Who?
And he wanted to drink.
Who?
Gordon Soley. I offered him pizza, and all he wanted was booze, liquor.
Me too.
All right, well, you don't need any more, buddy. All right, wrestling fans, as we continue, what about the return?
But Manny got stabbed.
Yeah.
He got stabbed
And
in
he
the way of
bled
the car.
from the knife wounds.
Yes.
And what happened with him? I mean,
I
where did Tully leave him?
Let me ask you this. Did you understand Tully's point of view?
Well, I mean, if I spent a lot of money on a new car, I wouldn't want it ruined, but I also wouldn't want to let a friend bleed to death because they were stabbed.
And they were riding together. He had white leather seats. I understand that.
Maybe you should have put him in the trunk like Pat Tanaka at the Days.
Manny was bleeding everywhere, and he didn't want Manny in the car.
You couldn't have found like a garbage bag or something to wrap him in? Or?
No. I would have.
The fall of 1990. So
hey, what happened behind the bowling alley?
Chattahoochee. Also in the fall of 1990, we saw the return of the Stop.
Okay.
The much larger British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. He was absolutely enormous when he returned as a singles.
Let me tell you what
he was
did.
taking his vitamins.
That brother stayed in shape. Let me tell you what he did. Remember Matilda, the Bulldog?
Yes.
One time we was going to Madison Square Garden, and fans were crazy about Matilda. They loved Matilda. And we was going there. It's crazy going to the garden because you got to go underneath, and you got to escape. But the fans called us on that one, and they were asking about Matilda, and he said, in the trunk, in the trunk. And they were beating on the trunk, trying to open the damn trunk.
Was the dog really in the trunk?
You know what Owen Hart did?
No. Was the dog really in the trunk?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Well, I didn't do it.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just a little surprised.
You know what Owen used to do?
What would he do?
He would put hot sauce on popcorn and feed it to Matilda. And Matilda would eat it.
Had bowel problem. Little Jenstronovitz action.
That was, you know what else? When you're in New York City, you should notice in Boston.
I'll be prepared.
When you go through the city, like Deep Street, they come out and go and pay you to wipe your windshields. And Davey always turned the windshield wipers on.
Just to get rid of them?
Oh, well, you can't wipe it if the wipers are gone. And
so he even ribbed the
no, he didn't rib nobody off.
vagabonds.
Stop it.
But
I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. You turn the wipers on, and they do this. And the brother, and I always gave a few dollars, but they trying to make they trying to make a little something. You turn the wipers on. What you gonna do?
Were you surprised at how big he was from the last time you'd seen him? Yeah. As a fan, I was shocked that it was the same guy.
Why?
He was enormous.
Yeah. Big muscle. Yeah, he worked out.
Is that what he did? He worked out.
Have you?
Have I?
Yeah.
Not in quite some time. Were you happy to have Davey back? Did you know him that well from when you were there in '88?
Davey, now let me tell you what happened with Kerry Von Erich.
This has nothing to do with Davey, but okay.
Well, yeah, it does. Kerry, we was in Japan.
Oh, when the brother passed, yep.
Yeah, or killed herself or whatever. And Black Jack Lanza, he had to tell us all. We waiting on the bus, because you get on the bus. And he was so upset, and we're all like, what's wrong? Because if he's upset, something ain't right.
Jack Lanza was upset?
Black Jack Lanza, yeah. And he was scared. He was not scared, but he...
worried what the reaction would
be. And we were all like, oh, shit. Because he killed himself. And it was the third brother to kill himself. And we're thinking, oh, shit. And we were scared. And Kerry come out the elevator, and then that's one of my girlfriends. Yeah. You want to talk to her?
No.
Okay. But Kerry came out the elevator, and Lanza went He had to. He was the agent.
He did it in private.
No, it was in the
He didn't do it in private.
It was in the lobby. Because we had to get on the bus.
Yeah.
But he went up to Kerry and he did this. For y'all watching, he did that. I hate to tell you this. And Kerry was kind of cool about it. And he goes, your brother killed yourself. We're all doing this. Oh, fuck. But Kerry's like, I kind of expected it.
Is that what he said?
Where are you going, Matt? Matt.
No, don't worry. He knows his way around.
Yeah, it fucked us up. We were more worried than him. We're like, holy shit. But you know what he told me?
What did he tell you?
He told me, you know, because me and him were good friends. And he took me aside and he goes, they're all laughing at me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he said, my brothers think I'm scared to join them.
What an odd way to think.
I said, stop thinking like that. Stop that. We went home because we was in Japan for a long time, or a couple weeks. I got home and Davey called me. I'm about to cry right now because Davey called me and said he fucking did it. He fucking did it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Kerry, he fucking killed himself. We heard so many stories. We heard he had a bunch of cocaine he was selling. Fuck all that. You know,
well, I believe that the Monday following he was supposed to go to court and be sentenced.
Do you mind if I cry real quick?
Whatever you need.
But
what?
Because Kerry and Davey now were good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget what Davey said that day. He fucking did it. He fucking did it. He killed himself. Man. What are you doing, Matt? With them blue ass damn pants. Matt Daddy's here. Are we on TV?
Yeah. Now, well, let me ask you this. Were you surprised at all when you got the news? You were. You never expected him to do it, really? Even after what he said to you in Japan?
Because Davey called me 2 days later.
No, that couldn't have been right timeline.
No.
Davey wasn't in WWF.
Maybe one day. I don't know what it was, but Davey called me and said
they weren't. Neither one of them was in the
crying.
company. I understand that, but neither one of them were in the company at that point.
Okay.
He died in February of '93.
Okay. What I'm telling you is what I know.
Okay.
Davey called crying, and we were all good friends. And he said, he fucking did it. He fucking did it. And I'm like, what? What are you talking? Kerry, he killed himself.
And you really, even though after what he said to you on that tour bus, you weren't you were still shocked? You weren't surprised? Really?
No, I was surprised.
I mean, you were surprised, yeah.
They said that some cocaine shit and something about his daughter.
As far as I recall, he was that Monday, he was going to be sentenced to spend time in jail.
Something like that, yeah.
And instead of going to jail, he went out to the ranch, he took one of Fritz's guns.
His brother just killed himself.
No, there was a gap.
He told me that.
There was
you know
a
what he
gap.
told? Well, I'm telling you what he told me.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe what you're saying.
He said, well, you got to. He said, they're laughing at me. He thought his brothers are up there laughing. He said, they're laughing at me. And I'm like, what? I didn't understand at first. I'm like, what are you talking about? My brothers think I'm scared to join them. And then I knew. And I'm like, shut up, man, shut up. And then he did it.
And you know what? Kerry wrapped up with WWF, I think, in the spring of '92.
Yeah,
it was probably, and I hate to say it as far as from a company point of view, that would have been really bad to have happened on Vince's watch. You know what I mean?
It was on Vince's watch.
No, he was
there.
gone from the company at that
I don't think so.
No, I know he was. And Davey Boy
We
was
in
too.
Japan together.
I don't think you realized that there was a time gap from when that happened to when Kerry killed himself. Because Kerry was gone from WWF in the spring of '92, and Warrior and Bulldog both got popped in November of '92. Kerry died in February of '93.
I need some alcohol.
No, you need that.
Hey, Papa, what's his name?
Fabo Pop.
I got to drink something because this hurt my feelings, man.
All right, well, wrestling fans,
do you know
was that segment 3, Howard?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well,
Hey,
geez, what a way to end the show.
Let me tell you what else Kerry did one time.
All right.
Me and Ted DiBiase took him home, or not home, to the hotel.
Yeah.
And he got out and he got his bag and he started going the wrong way. The hotel was on this side. And Ted rolled the window down and he goes, "Kerry, you're over here." What was that?
One of the pictures you knocked over again.
That was that
That's
loud?
all right. Yeah, well, no, it's on the table. We'll get it. We're getting ready to wrap up.
Are we on TV?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Any final thoughts? Were you happy to have the Bulldog back in WWF, your buddy?
I had one great match with him. That brother could work. He was so
Well, we're
good.
talking 1990. He was a babyface gassed up
Yes.
Davey Boy Smith.
Why you gotta say gassed up?
Because he was enormous.
Okay.
He was enormous.
But you know what? That brother could work.
Sure could.
He'd pick you up and throw you around.
Yeah, I heard he was.
He was strong.
I only met him a couple of times, but
I just told this
he
on
didn't
Facebook.
throw me around.
Let me tell this real quick. I'll do
All
it
right.
fast.
As we wrap
I
it
just
up.
did it on Facebook. I'll hurry, because I just did it on Facebook. One time, Lex Luger had his old crew in the van, because we always rode in vans.
yeah, it made sense.
Yeah, and me and the Steiner brothers and Raven and Dustin Rhodes were in a van. The Steiners loved to get eggs. They would get like 6, 7, 10 dozen eggs. So you throw it at them, right? You throw it at them, you know, because we pass. We always pass each other. And, you know, if you turn the wipers on, that yellow shit, you ain't gonna see nothing. But we got Lex 3 days in a row. On day 4, we were going to get him, and he rolled the window down and threw a cherry bomb in because we had the van door open.
He threw the cherry bomb
Yeah, he
in
threw
your
a cherry
van?
bomb
Oh
in there.
my God.
Bam! And Davey thought the whole damn thing was on fire. He snatched the damn thing, chair, snatched it up and threw it out.
The chair?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's a little thing.
Yeah, no, I know there's a gimmick, but still, that takes some strength.
But oh man, Davey.
The rent-a-car place was in for a surprise.
But you know
when
what
they
he
were missing
did?
the
You
seat.
know what he did to him?
What?
He went in there and cussed at him. He said, "I took my family out, first family vacation, and the fucking van was ruined. The fucking only time I get to take my family." They refunded him.
He worked them?
Yep.
Oh my God. All right, wrestling fans, as usual.
We're still on TV.
We hear it all, we
Oh, my
see it
God.
all. Davey Boy Smith was back in WWF. Sergeant
Davey
Slaughter
was a good one.
was an Iraqi sympathizer. He was sympathizing with a lot of people, I guess, in and out of Iraq. As we continue this miraculous journey with Marty Jannetty, for my partner in crime, Marty, don't forget our two new series we have for the fall. Sunday Night
We got a
Live
live
at 7
show.
p.m. and then every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after NXT.
What are you doing?
We have Wrestling
didn't
Inside
have that
Extreme.
gray last time.
For Marty Jannetty, who we continue to ask to focus on the show,
happened?
I'm Dan
Oh,
Marotti. We'll see you next Thursday night, 10 p.m. Good night from Boston.
Love y'all.
Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.